Hi, we're new here. Welcome to the These People Are Fucking Happy cast. Now for your listening pleasure, here are your hosts, Pete and Tony. For the record, neither of them has ever smoked crack like a fat gay frog at a Comic-Con. Now, on with the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the These People Are Fucking DravenCast. I am your host, Etep Wakuyan. Welcome. It's good to be here. I'm joined this evening by none other than Mr. Monotony himself, Monothody, if you will, baby.
Yes, it's Monothody because I sound a lot like Thody these days. Even though, yeah, it's God's little punchline on me for helping Cody gets diseases.
We
broken bones or brittle bone disease.
We made one too many meth addict jokes.
Yeah, basically. So now I sound like Thody, and that's, I'm willing to accept that karma. I'll tell you what karma I'm not willing to accept next week on this channel. Mr. Father of Currency will be live streaming the Royal Rumble. It is on my birthday, and I have to work, so that's one karma I'm not willing.
I have to work too, so.
Oh my God! So it's just gonna be me live streaming for like.
Sorry.
I'm gonna have to call in. I'm gonna have to call in the Awful Wrestling Podcast crew. And
hold on. I work days, I think.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I got some more connections tonight. One of the guys I used to work with years ago at that wrestling company that we don't name on this channel anymore.
AEW.
We'll say AEW. Yeah, there's an E and a W in there. But no, we reconnected, and I felt bad because he's like, I thought we had heat, or you didn't like me because you deleted me off Facebook. I'm like, oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm like, this is what happened when I quit wrestling. I deleted hundreds and hundreds. I had like 1,300. I deleted 500 people. I'm like, some people got deleted inadvertently simply by the first letter of their name, and I said, honestly, I am so sorry, bro. So we added each other back, and we're talking about horror movies in the back. Like, that's basically what I talked about the entire time in the locker room was horror movies. And we have a movie set to review, which we'll announce on Tuesday Night Terrorvision. But yeah, and my boy Ray is going to join us in a couple weeks for a review. And yeah, man, I'm excited because he's a huge horror fan. He does have a YouTube channel, and yeah, he's kind of he's a great guy. He's a fun dude, and I'm excited to bring him on.
That's awesome. It's always good to reconnect.
Absolutely. And I don't want to no-sell. Draven's here. Angela's Draven.
Yes, I am here. I'm excited to hear about all your lovely escapades from tonight's match and stuff.
Well, yeah.
So I can live vicariously through you.
I talked about you in the locker room too.
Oh yeah,
we were talking about backyarders, and I'm like, one of my buddies was a yarder, and I said I rib him about it, but I was like, honestly, if he had the outlet to train, I was like, he would, I was like, and that'd be a good excuse to whip his ass back into shape too.
Yep.
But no, so I worked for Super Shogun Pro Wrestling in West Branch, Michigan tonight. We were scheduled to be the first match back from intermission, and I lobbied with the bookers, which didn't take too much. All I did was, I'm being dramatic. All I did was ask for the opening match, and they were like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want the opener. So we'd gone over the match 3-4 times on Wednesday night, and I sent you guys each the footage from the practice match, which. The only thing we changed was
standing and waiting.
Yeah, there was. Well, yeah, I
which I expect that to happen because you're practicing. So
yeah, and that was it. It's like I don't have a crowd to play to, so it's just like I had to. But yeah, I took a knee, like I was like selling my head because I took the DDT, I took the spine buster in the sling blade spot. So I got to sell my head a lot, and then it's like, oh, here comes Vince hits. I was wrestling against Vince Diamond and my boy Crow, who Vince is 35 and Crow is 18. And he's another school teacher that I work with. It's her younger brother, who I steered him to Shogun for training, which I didn't know it was him at the time. And then I get to work my first match back with him and Vince, who I train with every Wednesday night out at Dragon's Den Productions. And yeah, it was, I was nervous as fuck. I watched the match. I'm not kidding you guys, because I had the footage still. I watched the match no less than 20 fucking times and recite, and I would stop it and I would recite everything in my fucking head. Every fucking spot where I had to powder, every single, I had everything down. And we even changed where I come in off the not the Sister Abigail. It was off Vince hitting the spine buster on Crow. I come in and I hit him with a double line. So I hit them two with the double line. Crow sells to the corner. Vince sells. I pick him up, throw him into the ropes. Chest back, shoulders out, diamond cutter. Hit him with the cutter. I get up like that. I don't even go for a pin, though. At this point, I go over and I pick Crow up. Fucking heave. I just like picked him up. He jumped a little bit, but I threw him into the corner. Did my elbows, did my knees. Big splash. Gave him the suck it. Body slam. And me and Vince gets up. We that hit each other 3-4 times. And then I go for a line. He ducks. Hit the ropes, come back, fucking, I jump up, he posts for a spine buster, Crow comes up, hits a sling blade on me. I sell the spine buster to sling blade, I fuck off, I powder. So I'm outside the ring, and they go back and forth, and comes down, Vince hits a gorgeous, like, end of days Sister Abigail combo. Hits that on him. 1, 2, come and pull Vince outside the ring. Fucking... I get in and fucking I get a 1-2. He pulls me out. Fucking,
yeah, I remember that spot in the practice.
Well, instead of throwing him into the stairs, I fucking dotted, or I turned around and I fucking did the Ric Flair heel kick, low blow. So I hit him with the fucking heel spot and then turn around, bop, dot him. And I get back in the ring and I'm still kind of selling my head because I took this big spot like a minute or two ago. And I'm stumbling around. Crow comes out of the corner, hits like the sling blade leg lariat on me. Fucking big bump, bop, sell that. I fuck off. So I'm outside the ring and they're going back and forth. And Vince, Crow hits a suplex. They do a corner spot, comes back and ends up, takes Vince, and Vince reversed it and double legged him. And threw a fucking sharpshooter. So he gets a sharpshooter, and Crow, I'm outside the ring selling, and I wait. He crawls to the ropes, fucking clap him in the mouth. He lets go of the ropes. I get in the ring. I'm like, ref, look at me. And I fucking slap him into crippler crossface. So we've got him in the sharpshooter and the crippler crossface. Fucking taps out. And me and Vince are both, we're both celebrating. And the ref raises both our fucking hands. So we turn around and we face off. I fucking shove him. He shoves me back. Fucking one more time. Whop! Dot each other a couple times. And then Crow gets up, hits ropes, double DDT on both of us because he's the white meat baby face. We powder, fuck off. We're outside the ring. And we're standing there with our backs to the ramp, the entrance. And he comes over and hits a fucking plancha. We all fuck off and fall over, and then we brawled to the back, and that was it was like a double submission, but we had to scrum after.
Draw.
Yep. Yeah, it was a good match. And later in the night in the main event, Vince went over in the Bunkhouse Battle Royal, which me in the Bunkhouse Battle Royal, what I did, I came out with my bandana on. I had my tennis shoes, my gear on. I had my Wrestling with Horror hoodie on. I came right down. I sat in the fucking crowd, front row. And when they started the match, everybody came in. I got up, went, nope, gave the 2 sweet, and walked right to the fucking back.
Jesus.
I said, I got enough punches on my bump card tonight. I'm going to go watch this in Gorilla. Because I sat in Gorilla all night. Like I asked Jared, I'm like, where should I set up? He's like, just go set up in Gorilla. You're fine. So I set up shop there, and I sat there all night and held court. But yeah, it was awesome. It was a fucking blast. The locker room is wonderful. The food was great. Yeah, it was.
So needless to say, this isn't your last match.
No, after Wednesday night, I was dead set on quitting. Like I was like, I hit my head twice. I'm like, I was scared. I was scared shitless. And right now, like I said, I can't barely move my shoulders. They're tingling down to my fingers. And I'm like, I want more. Like, I want more. And especially, like I said, I come back. We worked 10 to 12 was the total time. And I was like, I didn't, like, once I got out there and my adrenaline took over, I was fine. Like, there was no, I'm fucking gassed. I'm blown up. I'm like, nope. I was Hillary Clinton. I said, I ain't no ways tired.
I figured you wouldn't be your last.
No, it can't.
That's why I said what I said to you. I know you too well.
You do. So there's a show the week before my birthday.
Okay.
But you know what'll be cool is I'll go work that show, and oh shit, James is gonna come manage me.
Oh yeah,
James is gonna. We're bringing
him out of retirement.
He's not gonna work, but he's gonna manage me. I think we're gonna run it back.
Hell yeah.
I think we're gonna run it back.
That's awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, man. When I was sitting there and I heard my music hit and Jared announced me as Pete Daddy Dollar, I was like, oh shit, because I came out, I had the hockey mask on, and I had the face, my skull mask I had that on. I had my hands, I taped my hands red. Everything else is black and white except my hands are always taped red. And I had the black bandana with the dollar sign under the hockey mask. And I fucking took the hockey mask. I walked as soon I did the Scott Hall. I came down fucking sideways. I did the thing. I see the entrance. I fucking gave the too sweet. I'm like, yep. I'm like, oh my god. It felt like home. I ain't never been in so much pain and enjoyed it so fucking much, man. Like that shit right there, like it's something that I swear to God I will carry to the day I fucking die, that nobody can take that shit away from me. Like I said, I was like, I knew from the time I was a kid that there would be one day that I would be doing this. And to come back after a fucking 7-year hiatus and have no fucking ring time other than, the practices I've been to over the last couple months. It felt fantastic, man. And Godzillionaire, I'm going to be sore as fuck tomorrow. I like I said, I came back, I busted back through the curtain. I got my little Detroit cooler, opened that up, reached down the bottom, grabbed a cup, grabbed a beer, fucking sat there and had a beer and hit my vape because I didn't take any edible. I was sober when I worked. Like I was completely stone cold sober. I'm like, that's one thing that I've gleaned is I'm not wrestling fucked up anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I won't, it's like, I want to be sharp. I want to be on. So yeah, I hit my pen beforehand, but I didn't smoke weed today. I didn't take any edibles until I've taken 3 since the show started. I'm waiting for those to kick in so my shoulders stop hurting.
Yep.
I took a little something after the show to kind of calm me down. And yeah,
you were California sober. You're like a stone cold sober, no beers, no weed. I hit my pen before I went in.
I did.
It's California sober.
Yep.
That's as sober as I get, is like midway. But no, man, that fucking that beer tasted good as fuck when I came back.
Oh yeah.
I just Man.
Which brand of beer?
Okay, so I didn't particularly buy any beforehand. Like, I wasn't prepared because I knew, the weather was shit tonight and I had to drive. So I just went out to I have a beer fridge in my garage. So it's where I keep my boat beer. And I went in there and there was Labatt Blue Light. So I'm like, I don't know who left that at my house after a party, but I'm like, I'll just take a couple of these. I had like 6 bottles of water. I had, I filled this up and drank it like 4 times in the locker room tonight, because I took like a big jug and then I had bottles in my cooler. And, but yeah, not Bud Light, Labatt Blue. It was Blue Light, not Bud Light. It was Canadian beer, which there was a guy from Montreal there. And he's like, do you drink a lot of Canadian beer? I'm like, no, I prefer Modelo, honestly. Like, I was like, I really don't prefer beer. It's either I like whiskey. Like, I like my whiskey neat. Yeah. Room temperature, just a glass, and an ounce. Just give me 1.5 ounces of whiskey, and in 2 of those, and I'm good for the night. Like, that's really.
I don't drink much at all, but if I'm going to, it's whiskey neat.
It's got to be good though. Like, that's the thing. Like,
yeah,
you can sit there and sip cheap whiskey and it tastes like cheap whiskey, but like,
yeah, no Kroger brand over here.
No, I don't want no fucking R&R, no Rich and Rare. Like, miss me with that shit. The last time we went out, I went to that distillery and they make their own, and it's like, I don't know, $20 a glass. So for like 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces of it, But honestly, one of those lasts me an hour. Like, it's just a little sip, you're just taking a little snort off of it, putting it down.
Well, for me, it tastes nice when it's room temperature, but when you put it over rocks, it makes it like weird and harsh for me.
Yeah, I used to, before I was cultured, I used to drink it like that, and now it's like same thing with like vodka. If I have really good vodka, I don't want anything. Like, you can put an olive in there for me and call that a martini. I'm fine with that. I just want the vodka. Like, but like I said, I don't drink much. So it's like, when I do, I want something that's really good,
Yeah, I'm like that too. Because I drink like once in a blue moon.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Exactly.
Dude, Blue Moon beer is good too.
Me.
Blue Moon beer is good. You take and throw in an orange slice in that.
I will say it's better than Corona. At least when you add something to it, it tastes better. Instead of fucking Corona, it still tastes like piss water.
The only time I'll drink Corona is if I don't have Modelo and I'm on my boat. Like, that's it.
I used to like Rolling Rock before they were bought out by whichever Anheuser-Busch or whichever one of the bigger brands. But they used to like paint their bottles. It wasn't like a regular plastic label. It was good beer then.
Absolutely. Let me give a shout out to the chat. To Hillam29, shalom. Good to see you too. Good to see you, Godzillionaire and Digsby. You don't turn into a rage monster on weed? No, bro. I am like, I'm goofy and funny. Like, even when Tony's been around me drunk, so has Draven multiple times.
The context behind that, he's saying that alcohol is worse for you. With weed, you don't turn into a rage.
I'm sorry. I didn't see the other comment. I'm sorry, Digsby. My bad. No.
That's a character right there. The fucking pothead rage monster. I'd love to see someone turn into a rage monster hitting the spoilers.
I turn into an eating machine. I'm a cookie monster on weed. I will smash fucking food when I'm stoned, bro. Like, that ain't even a fucking thing. What up, Cotton Ministries?
Yeah, you just when you're like high and shit, you just like, tell stories and don't shut the fuck up.
Bro, when we were in Indianapolis in the pizza place.
So not much different.
I was like, Jeff and them guys were like all like enthralled. I was just holding court. Like, that's what he said. He goes, I love drunk Pete when he's drinking whiskey and starts storytelling. He goes, dude, the guys fucking love that shit. I'm like, wait, next time. I was like, next time you see me, there'll be more, bro. There'll be more. But we're gonna live stream one of my matches on the channel. We're gonna do that. One of the shows that I work here for Shogun coming up. We're gonna have somebody running a live stream, and I'll live stream the whole match. And I'm gonna be interactive with that shit. Dos Equis is good beer too, Cotton.
Hey,
I like.
we
while
gotta
you're
be
doing
on
the
the
match.
panel. We gotta be on the panel while you're wrestling. We gotta be able to commentate.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to have somebody filming, and then you guys, we can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that. We'll work it out.
Share their screen or DravenCast or whatever from the panel, and
it's gonna be Shawhan. It's gonna be Shawhan. Shawhan's gonna be the one that's running the camera. I'll guarantee it. He'll come up. We talked earlier today, and he was, and big shout out to Adam. Love you, brother. Love you, man. He said, he was like, I love you. I hope everything goes well tonight. I'm there in spirit. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And like I told a lot of the guys in the back too, I was like, we picked up a couple subs tonight. We picked because they were like, you do wrestling and horror? I'm like, yep. And I wore my Halloween 4 Michael Myers shirt to the venue. And I had guys like, oh my God, I love it. And we sat there and like everybody's like, Jesus Christ, are you gonna talk about wrestling? I'm like, no, we're gonna talk about horror movies. That's what we talked about all night. Was just horror movies in the fucking locker room.
Nice.
But I gotta say, man, like it was my Jared, his lady friend is a super awesome chick. Like she's fantastic. She's amazing, super cool. And I kind of, she says, we kind of talked a little bit beforehand, before the show. Like we've talked, kind of shot each other, just messages and talking about wrestling and stuff because she's a huge wrestling fan now, which is awesome. And she's talking about like Arndt Tully and like Magnum TA. Like I was like, me and Jared, like we talk about, she goes, yep. And she was like, hey, she goes, I've known you. I feel like I've known you longer because Jared has talked about you and I love this guy to death. And I'm not just saying that because he's probably watching, but I do. Him and Ben, like, I'm kind of fucking getting emotional about this shit because this meant a lot tonight. Like I was, like I said, I told you guys the other night, I was fucking terrified. I was scared after I donked my fucking noggin a couple times. I had doubt that, and that's the worst thing as a performer that does shit like this is to have that doubt creeping into the back of your mind. And luckily I hit my head twice, so I'm too dumb to be able to doubt myself now. But no, it was, I absolutely love the atmosphere and the environment. I'm going to go off camera here for a minute. Hang on. Sorry. I am, man. This shit, it means like wrestling means so much to me. And that's why I do get mad at the mainstream shit because I look at that and I'm like, dude, there is so much talent out there. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? We're in tonight, like I said, it's a dark show. It's a developmental show, and I have absolutely zero inhibitions about being in here with like younger developmental guys, guys proving their salt. And it's like, I want to earn that spot on the main roster, so it's like, I see things that I can improve on. And it's like, luckily, and I even said this tonight as we were running through the match and everything, I'm like, this is the beauty of having the self-awareness that I've developed over, the last, I would say 20 years since I kind of had that awakening. There's a point in your adult life where you just come to, you have that sense of self, and that's where I'm at with wrestling. And I felt, like I said, for every inch of me that is in pain, and I'm in a lot of pain right now, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Like I'm out there putting my body through a fucking car wreck, and I'm going, I fucking want more of this. Like I need it. It's not a question of if now. It's when, and when is February 8th, and that's a main roster show. And I am hoping to God that I showed out enough to at least earn the opening spot on that card. I'm sorry, I'll shut up.
No, it's like I'm glad, I know it means a lot to you, and
Mhm.
you kind of went through the full cycle there. Excited to get back in, and you've been on a fucking training regimen for a
Yep.
couple months now, bro, and you work towards it, and then you get that bit of doubt in you, which. I know you say it's the worst thing for a performer to have, but Ric Flair talks about every time he walked through those fucking curtains, he was scared headed to the ring. He was like my entire career. Not
Yeah.
once did I walk out there without fear. And it's probably what kept me, protected all these years. And it just shows how much it meant to him and how much he cares, and fucking. We were talking about it the other day after that practice and after you fucking hit your head and fucking. I'm glad you were able to go in there tonight and fucking just be Pete Daddy Dollar again and fucking
Mhm.
let that creativity out and that energy out that you've been longing to let out for so long, and I hope it continues,
And
as long as you want it to.
yep, and that's the thing, and I said when I got out of wrestling back in 2018, when I retired, I said, YouTube and doing the podcast, like I said, and I've said this a million times, I know you guys have heard it. I started by sitting on a fucking futon in the guest room of my old house, sitting there talking into this on Anchor, the Anchor app, and that was the fucking podcast. And it evolved into what it is. And me and Tony met the World Class Bullshitters fucking group through the comment sections. We started sending memes, and next thing you know, I'm years later, I'm going to Las Vegas. Him and his beautiful wife are picking me and my wife up at the airport, and it was just, it's a fucking beautiful thing, man. This whole, I'm gonna pull up the picture. I got a picture of us right before we went out through the curtain. Me, Vince, and Crow. Hang on a second. I'm gonna send it to you, Tony, and I'm gonna share the screen. Hang on a second. Let's see if I got it here. Here it is right here. And I will say this, man. Vince comes out to that Grill song by Nelly. Dude, he's over his boy. He's right. He's a hometown boy. He's from there.
Mhm.
And it worked, man. Dude got over, and he went over in the Battle Royal at the end of the match, which was fucking cool. Yeah, I was happy. I'm on cloud 9 with this shit right now. Like, I really am. There you go. Tony pulled it up. Yep. That's Vince is in the middle and Crow's in the back.
Nice.
But yeah, I had a blast. I did. I had a goddamn blast. It was a fucking good time. And I just want to keep I just want to keep doing it. I understand my age and understand my place in the fucking company, but it's just, I'm not saying I couldn't have a run at something eventually, but I'm fine right now with being like mid to lower card. I am there, like I said, with the talent, and this was a dark show. This isn't the whole roster. There's another bunch of fucking guys that are up here. So I'm fine just being a part of it because it's a fucking it's a fantastic fucking company. It really is. I can't say enough good things. And like I said, I know there'll be people, oh, you're just trying to get in good with The Office. I'm like, I'm not worried about getting in good with The Office. I'm already in good with both those guys because I've known them for years and years and years. And they know that I don't want nothing handed to me. I don't. Unless you're gonna do it, then I'll totally go Hollywood Hogan. But no, man, it's a blast. It's the locker room, like being in there again. Yeah, as I take my 5th edible of the show.
That's why I wish I lived closer, because I would be going down the same road, probably.
I'd have you out there with me. And I want to start doing promo class with the younger guys. like I said, Crow tonight. Like this kid, and he's getting like gear with like the Crow on it and shit like that. Like I love it. I love it. And that was one of the things he said to me was he goes, I'm just, and Mikey Braun in the back, we were in Gorilla, he told me, he goes, Pete, and this is not a slight to them, but he goes, Pete did an amazing job of moving the fucking crowd, like getting the crowd, getting heat. He goes, you guys didn't do anything with that. And it's like, they'll get there. And it's like, that's me. Okay. So I'm like, all right, I want to help them now because I see a lot. And I told Croton, I said, kid, I see so much potential in you. Like, I want to help you come out of your shell and be able to, like I said, because you got that white meat baby face thing, but you add a personality to your burgeoning moveset and your money, like your money. And that's the beauty of being comfortable with yourself in your position and not being like, you see a lot of older guys that get jealous of guys like that and they want to put their thumb on them and hold them down. I'm like, no. Let's lift you guys up. Because you're the future. Let's lift you guys up. And yeah, I'm getting over no matter what. I'm getting over no matter what. I don't have, it's just fun. Like the crowd hates me. And I'm like, that's a couple of the guys that used to watch me in that other company. They came out there like, God damn, you're a heat magnet. I'm like, all I got to do is talk. All I got to do is fucking talk. Speaking of talking, Tony, I've done enough. Take over.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot's been going on lately. We have the great return of Peep Daddy Dollar, which is awesome. We also have the great return of number 47, Donald Trump, who was inaugurated last week. Since then, we've gotten Dark Melania twice, which is nice. But I came across this thread on X, and excuse me again for the Thodi accent. I'm really trying here. I promise, like, I'm not hooking up with my daddy's sister or nothing. I just sound like a hillbilly. So, no, I come across this thread on X. What is it? The top 8 hilarious Trump tweets and violations. And what made me catch it was this first tweet here. I remember when this happened, it always made me laugh. So I figure let's go through these 8 tweets and violations together from President Trump. Number 1 here is Barney Frank looked disgusting, nipples protruding in his blue t-shirt before Congress. Very, very disrespectful. Next, why would Kim Jong-un insult me by calling me old when I would never call him short and fat? Oh well, I try so hard to be his friend, and maybe someday that will happen, and it did. It did happen. Little Rocket Man and Big Glory.
That's from 2017. Holy shit.
Yeah, time flies. It really goes. So number 3, I have never seen a thin person drinking Diet Coke. Ever.
That's fucking true.
I feel like that's a personal attack or something.
This is a personal attack.
I'm like trying to enunciate here and talk, but these are making me like smile and want to laugh, and it's making it real hard. So, number 4, sexting pervert Anthony Weiner has returned to Twitter. Parents of all underage girls should block him immediately.
He's such a fucking creep too. Like he was on the PBD and that he like fucking spurred out on PBD.
Yeah, I remember we were watching that. You showed us a couple minutes of that. So, number 5, Crazy Joe Biden is trying to act like a tough guy. Actually, he is weak, both mentally and physically, and yet he threatens me for the second time with physical assault. He doesn't know me, but he would go down fast and hard, crying all the way. Don't threaten people, Joe. I mean, he's tweeting this while he's president. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Ariana Huff is unattractive both inside and out. I fully understand why her former husband left her for a man. He made a good decision.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I mean, Ariana Huffington looks like Toucan Sam had a baby with Balky from Perfect Strangers. That shit's gross.
Yeah. Yeah. The mother of the Huffington Post.
What I remember do you remember when she used to come on Hannity and Combs back in the day?
Yes. A long time ago.
Back in like before 2010. Like,
yeah.
I used to, when I would go to work out at my dad's house after I got out of work at the shop, I would stick around and I'd eat dinner with my parents before I'd go home to my evil ex-fiance. And I'd watch Hannity and Combs with my dad so I could sit there and listen to my dad talk shit about Alan Combs because he was an effete fucking cuck. And I'm not, and I don't say this is a big Sean Hannity fan. I don't, because he's a fucking douchebag too. But that was my first experience with Ariana Huffington. I took the long way to get there, but was seeing her on and then I've seen her on Bill Maher because I watch Real Time with Bill Maher because I like to get multiple points of view. And yeah, she's such a smug fucking asshole. Like, oh my God, she's a smug asshole. And I got it real quick, Tone. Godzillionaire said it right. Orange Man returns. Pete Daddy Dollar returns. The nation is healing.
Yes.
2 sweets in the chat for that.
Oh, yeah.
The nation is healing. I'm back. And I'm better than ever.
So, number 7 is North Korean leader Kim Jong-un just stated that his nuclear button is on his desk at all times. Will someone from his depleted and food-starved regime inform him that I too have a nuclear button, but it is a much bigger and more powerful one than his, and my button works?
So my button.
And number 8, sorry losers and haters, but my IQ is one of the highest, and you all know it. Please don't feel so stupid or insecure. It's not your fault.
Damn.
And then we have a bonus Trump tweet here. Despite all the constant negative press, Ko Vifi.
The
Ko Feffy.
That's Kofi, baby.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry. He's like, MJF talks about generational talents. He's like more than once, or like a lot more rare than once in a lifetime Donald Trump.
Yep. I'm looking, speaking of wrestling and everything, and Donald Trump's a WWE Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Hall of Famer. But tonight we had Saturday night's main event was tonight. And I was busy wrestling in the real Saturday night's main event, Super Shogun Dark tonight. But it looks like, let's see here. Who do we have first? What is this? Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. Rhea wins by pinfall. Good for her. That's the right decision. Then we had, let's see, we had Braun Breaker versus Sheamus for the IC title. Braun wins by pinfall at 7:54. We're good with that. Let's see. Oh, Ted DiBiase, Dory Funk Jr. and Hacksaw Jim Duggan were ringside. Then we had the contract signing for hosted by. Oh shit! Hang on a second. I gotta upload this, Tony. I didn't tell you guys we have new sponsors on the program.
Oh yeah.
I gotta upload the clips and we'll play them because this one correlates because we're talking about the contract signing with Shawn Michaels. And I got to give credit to Tony for the one. But let me thank our January channel members and patrons real quick here while we're waiting for this to load.
What up, y'all? This is E-Tep from Wrestling with Horror. On behalf of the Horsemen, everybody at the channel, we want to say thank you for supporting us. We truly appreciate it. We strive to bring you the quality content that you guys deserve.
Thank you again for supporting Wrestling with Horror. We now return to our regularly scheduled program, already in progress. Back to you, Pete.
Yeah, so here's our sponsor, folks. This is HBK.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Do you need some entertainment at home even on those sunny days? Look no further in both directions than Shawn Michaels' The Dartbreak Kid home game from Mattel. If you've allegedly been beaten cross-eyed by 12 Marines in bar parking lot in Buffalo, New York, because in reality you're a limp-wristed twink, this is the game for you, ages 12 and up.
I'm not your boy, toy.
Tony gave me the idea for that. I what did I message you back? I messaged you as soon as I was like, you beautiful bastard. Thank you so much for that fucking idea. That was money. Like, that went over fucking, like, I was watching Jared and James. They were like, Jesus Christ. And I put that together. I made that image on Canva. I pronounced it right, Draven. I made that image on Canva in like.
What did you used to call it?
Canava.
Oh my god.
Fuck you.
Canava.
I didn't know. I never looked at it. I was like, Canava, whatever. I don't know what the fuck this picture making fucking gimmick is. I don't know. I make pictures on it. Go ahead. Say it, Draven. Say it.
Like a canvas? Like, Canva?
Where's my god?
So,
here it is.
God damn it, Draven.
So what happened with the Thody contract signing?
Oh, the Thody contract signing. So Sean is sweating through his suit since he's been dancing around the last 3 minutes. His job tonight. All right, let's skip through that. The ladders were out at ringside for the contract signing. Cody and Kevin stare at each other and reject Sean's request to be seated. Sean talks about how he's enjoyed watching Cody and Kevin batter each other for months, but tonight he needs those signatures on the contract. Cody obliges first. Kevin decides he wants to talk instead. Cody lied when he said that Kevin always takes the easy way out. Kevin cared more about their friendship than Cody ever did. Kevin mentions when Cody quit the company, and Cody cuts him off. He's done worrying about KO and needs to concentrate on who he'll be defending the championship against at WrestleMania. Kevin almost signs the contract, but says Cody won't be done worrying about him. He'll prove he's the rightful WWE champion, and everything Cody got when he came back will be all his. Sean says Kevin sounds jealous. Kevin needs him to repeat that. Kevin says Sean just quit like Cody did, and Sean's jealous that his eyes falling off the side of his face like a melted 1980s cartoon dog. I'm just kidding. I made that up. But Kevin made the Winged Eagle belt mean more than he ever did. The only person losing their smile and title at the Rumble will be Cody. Kevin signs the contract, hands it to Sean quite roughly. Sean calls a referee in to take the championship belts from both men and hang them above the ring. Sean wishes both men luck, but Kevin cheap shots Cody and tries to package pile drive Sean. Cody blocks it with a super kick, and Sean hits one of his own to knock Kevin out of the ring and plays Cody's music. Wait, they played, did I hear that right, Tony? They played Cody's music? Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means?
Yes,
Yes.
I know exactly what it means.
Wrestling has more than one black champion. There's melanin in his soul.
Negro icon Cody Rhodes doing it for the culture, my G. Culture, my G.
When blacks are down, Cody's there, and he knows how to bring hair. The thing he puts his kid in regularly is cornrows. His father said, blacker the berry, the sweeter is the juice. When the took a miss for championship away, I felt defeated. But then when Cody won, those feelings went away. Those thoughts were heated. Cody, my heroes, one of my favorite heroes. Where Cody starts races a man, Wakanda's leader.
That's fucking right. He's Wakanda's leader, you
Hell yeah.
bigots. You fucking bigots. Oh my god. You know what I think we need right now?
One of these times I'm waiting for you to unmute me while it's going.
I was singing. You know
along.
you know what we need right now? We need fucking equality. And you know who brings that? This man.
Oh yeah.
You got it takes a lot to be a jive soul, bro.
Mhm.
So let's see what else happened on Saturday night's main event. Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. Braun Strowman wins by DQ. You know.
Oh wow, they didn't have Jacob Fatu win.
I was honestly, I was kind of hoping they'd put Jacob over clean, because the last 2 weeks on SmackDown he's cut fucking tremendous promos.
Mhm.
So I fucking, this guy's, he's a star. I know a lot of people are, the dude's a star. Like,
Yeah.
and they're seeing that now because they're dropping Solo and they're gonna start pushing him.
Oh, are they dropping Solo? They're not doing anything with him, or what?
They're gonna reshuffle things. They're not calling his faction the Bloodline anymore.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah. I fucking I like this. I do. I like
The whole other thing was dumb.
Well, putting Jacob up front is a smart move because, dude, we haven't got to the tip of the iceberg on what this man is capable of if you put him in a role that allows him to fully show his full range of skill set.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And I do think he's one of the more talented out of the family. I know we have a running joke about the Samoan moveset.
Well, like, look at when he first debuted. Like, he was fucking fire, and then they like did the whole bloodline shit, and it was like, this is not working.
I love you, Solo. The
Yeah.
first thing I see when I open my eyes is you, my tribal chief. Like,
Yeah, that's just dumb.
he's so much more talented than that. Like, let this man cook.
Mhm.
Let him fucking cook. And he's one of those cats, like, they give him the right material. He's a draw. He's a fucking draw. And I sit here and I watch a lot of these bigger wrestling channels, and they like The Hater. Tony, we both watch The Hater, right? Draven, do you watch him?
Who?
The Hater.
Is that his name?
Yeah, that's his YouTube channel. He's
No, I don't think so.
7,000 or 8,000 subscribers. I like a lot of his stuff.
Just him and his phone, just ranting into his phone.
But I think he's wrong on like Jacob Fatu. Like, he doesn't like Jacob Fatu at all. He thinks he's just a nobody. I'm like, no. This man's like 6'2", 280 some pounds, and he's agile as a cat, and he's fire on the microphone.
He doesn't look that big to me.
He doesn't, but he's thick as fuck though. Like, he's a big boy. Like, he's a big boy. Like, I mean, him next to Braun Strowman, I mean, there's a big difference. Strowman is 6'8". He's 350 pounds. He's fucking huge. But
Strowman is a whole other animal.
yeah, the dude, he's a fucking he's a monster.
Which sucks because I wish they would do something better with him. Like,
yep,
he's just kind of like there.
Yeah, like they use him as like enhancement.
Yep.
You know, and it's like
he never won the world title.
Did he win it during COVID?
I don't.
Did he have it?
I know Drew did.
Yeah. Do we need to look that up?
Yeah, probably.
All right, let's look that up. Another guy, and I talked about him on Thursday night on the Awful Wrestling Podcast, is Braun Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
That is a kid that they need to strap the rocket to his back right now. Right fucking now. Because he is on a tear, and I don't want to see him be another fucking what could have been. Yes. Okay. He won the Universal Championship by defeating Goldberg at WrestleMania.
Oh, okay, so he did have the belt. That's a positive, I guess.
He beat Goldberg. Oof. I'm going to wear my Goldberg WCW shirt on Monday night. I will wear my Goldberg shirt.
I liked Goldberg as a kid. Like,
he
may not be the best, like in-ring worker, but like that fucker was over.
I'll tell you what I liked about Goldberg. I liked what you just said, how over he was.
Mm-hmm.
And even as a 17, 18-year-old kid when he debuted and watching him until the end of WCW, I was like, this guy has something. Even when William Regal, and I even knew this back then, when William Regal exposed him.
Oh, yeah.
And made him go 8 minutes and he was dead.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, the guy still has something when he's used right. And the fucking Hogan match in the Georgia Dome on Nitro was proof of that. Like, that fucking match when he went over and won that world title, that blew the fucking roof off. I still don't agree with the cattle prod and how they went about that.
Yeah, I thought that was dumb.
No, it wasn't good. But
they should have done something else, but he had gone through like everybody on the roster, so it's like, how are you going to finish the streak legitimately? I guess you could do like a handicap match.
Yeah.
And kind of do something like that, which I would be all right with that, I guess.
DDP should have beaten Goldberg.
Yes, at Halloween Havoc.
Either at 98 Halloween Havoc, or they should have pushed their match up by 2 months and had DDP and Goldberg at Starrcade.
Yeah.
That's when it should have happened, because DDP was the other rising star in the company who wasn't as produced. He organically got over.
Yep.
And yeah, he should have been the one. That's all I'm saying. And now
their match was fantastic.
Yeah, no, it was. It was wonderful. And it was the first time you could smell blood in the water with Goldberg. DDP hit him with that fucking diamond cutter, and it felt like it was over. And then he just took too long to cover him. But, you know, Goldberg smacked his head against the ring post pretty good in that match. Like, we hadn't seen Goldberg in such a vulnerable position since Steven Regal spanked his ass in the ring.
Oh, dude. Regal is that man. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, what the hell?
There's still another chance for you. There's still tomorrow. Don't give up. Not yet. Be hopeful. Be happy. There's still tomorrow. Don't give up. Never give up. No, no, no. I won't give up. No, no, no. Let me help you. I love you. Never give up. No, no,
What the
never
fuck?
give up. No, no, no. I love you. I love you.
Not a
God,
great plan.
what the fuck?
Do I? Oh wait, this is more appropriate.
I will send you to Jesus.
Is that in response to fucking Trump being inaugurated?
I
I
have
think
I have this just he's in, what is he? He's in my, I think it's 4th and 5th grade class. He's, and I'm not going to say his name, but he's Vietnamese, right?
Mhm.
And he found out that like I like Stephen He. So he walks up to me and we were playing dodgeball and I was like, "Hey, can you go set the balls on this long center court?" And I hand him a ball. He's like, "Anxiety," and he falls down and acts like he was dead. I'm like, "Oh my God." So like the rest of gym class, I'd walk up to him and I'd just like, we'd say random things and
Mhm.
one of us would fall over and play dead. It was
Nice.
so fucking funny. Like, he has the most dry, like dad sense of humor that I've ever seen in an 11-year-old, and it's so fucking hilarious. Like, yeah, it was great. Like, we started with the
Emotional damage.
Yeah.
because he threw something down and he did that. I'm like, oh my God.
That's great.
Yeah,
That video or whatever that Tony played is like one of those like chatter like things you wind up, fucking just put in a body with it.
so. Did you guys not to keep bringing up the WWE Hall of Famer? But Trump was out here today speaking. I kind of wanted to go, but man, I've been to a couple of his speeches. I just didn't feel like sitting in line for 3 hours. I had no one to go with. But man, he was in peak form. Like he's in a good mood. If y'all didn't see the clips of him in LA and in North Carolina from yesterday and handing LA Mayor Karen Bass her ass and going after FEMA, I mean, he's large and in charge right now, on top of the world.
Yep.
And yeah, he really did hand Karen Bass her ass yesterday and just made all these people who haven't been held accountable for the past 4 years look like the petulant children that they are. So he gets to Vegas today. He's in top stand-up mode. And he talks about the 87,000 IRS agents that Biden hired. And he basically says that he's giving them two options. A, they resign, or B, and they're armed agents, by the way. And because of their armed agents, he said, A, you resign, or B, he's sending them down to the border. That's beautiful. Really? Nothing. He's taking them. He's going to send them down to the border. Like, why are you focusing on our people? Focus on our border security. Focus on these people.
Yep.
And I just,
They're armed too, so.
Yeah, exactly. Your armed agents get down to the border and protect it. And I think that's beautiful. And that, that all came about because he was talking about his no tax on tips. So, I don't know. I thought that was a marvelous idea. Thought it was beautiful. Thought it was beautiful.
Indeed.
Yes. Yes, good things. So, yeah, other than that, they're also saying the JFK files are being released after Trump signed that executive order. Draven, they're saying 5 million pages.
Oh, shit.
5 million pages of JFK documents.
That's a lot of pages.
That's a lot of reading. That's going to have to be like a couple hundred people taking a couple pages each, and
and it's not just stuff that like, because there was hearings in the 90s too for that.
Yep.
So it includes all that shit too.
Yes. So, what do you think about this Kevin Owens Cody feud? Because hasn't this been going on for like basically since a little after SummerSlam, when Cody tried to give Owens a title shot and Owens said he wasn't worthy? Wasn't that like September?
I think
October? So. I mean, it's really stretched out now. We're in January, almost. By the time they wrestle, it'll be February 2025 in this ladder match. And that's kind of the point. Like, has it been very memorable or like impacting?
I haven't really watched it. I've just seen highlights, so I don't really know.
So, I mean, that's kind of like, I didn't watch much of the Roman Reigns Cody feud, but you had energy behind that at least, right?
Yeah, I know. Like they had the match and he beat him, so then it's like, well, you'd think that would be it, like, but it's not. Like apparently it's not. So I don't know. Some of these feuds, it's like I get you're trying to build like rivalries between people, but it just feels forced a lot of the time.
Everything feels very corporatized and like sterile.
Yep. Like, because you have like built-in rivalries like Punk and Seth and I'm trying to think of some others, and then like Cody and Roman, like those are built-in kind of rivals that they can just constantly have them, go back and forth kind of thing, and it would make sense because they're they fucking hate each other's guts. But like with Drew, it's like, who do you have that's really like a rival of his? Like everybody's like, yeah, he should be a champ. It's like, okay, well, who do you have that's like a built-in story for him already?
Well, he was
talking
talking about
a little bit, but
how I've seen it, he was talking about going after Roman Reigns, who honestly hasn't like been the same Roman Reigns since he returned. So I was thinking what they should have done with the storyline before, like more or less jobbing him out and having him like go toe to toe even match with Sami Zayn and shit, was it would have been nice to build Drew up and put him on a little like mini Roman Reigns streak. And basically going after Roman like you don't have it anymore. I'm the fucking basically the top dog now, the tribal chief, whatever.
Yeah.
And that would have been have him mow through motherfuckers. And I think they could have really built that rivalry up into something, because Roman could use something outside of the bloodline too. He could use a big feud like that, and I really think they would have played well off of each other.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like, when you really look at it, Drew doesn't have that Rock and Triple H type rivalry, or Austin and Bret Hart. Like
I guess you could kind of do the Sammy and him, like,
but here's the thing with Drew, and I hear what you're saying about he doesn't have that other guy that he's specifically playing off of.
Yeah.
He doesn't need it. This is the beauty of Drew McIntyre. Anybody you put him against is going to fit. It's going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's the heel, just give him a baby face. And Drew's the kind of heel that can adapt and can have a good match and can do good promo work with anybody. He doesn't need that one person. Yeah, it works to have that one person you have this legendary feud with, but if you can work with anybody...
I get what you mean, but like I'm saying, like like you need to have that one person still. That like that's the end of the road. Like that's what your end goal is. Like you can have like the people in between, but I don't know. I just feel like nothing else like at least with what they have going on now really makes sense in the grand scheme of everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Like other than Sammy because they were like buddies or whatever, like before or after he like split off of the bloodline or whatever.
Yeah.
But fuck Sammy, I don't like him, so
Oh,
Yeah.
same. I gotta say, because instant regret, my boy, man, he said the 1%'s back and better than ever. I just responded with this. You're about to get a full 1% reunion.
oh yeah.
Where it's not, we gotta, if we do it, we gotta do it right. And James is gonna be managing me. But I can't do it without my grumpy bear. I'd love to have him come back and manage me. That shit would be, we would have a blast. We would have a fucking blast again. And yeah, I'm just like, I have so much now going on with that. It's it's I'll drink. I'm drinking wine like I'm fucking Tyrion Lannister tonight, but it's been a minute since I've had a chance to cut loose, and it's helping with my. I have to push myself up in my chair. My shoulders are just like, I was lifting my arms up like this. I'm like, oh my God, it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad, but it feels so good. I'm masochistic anyway. It's a good thing. I'll just say that, or else it would this would not be as fun. Normal human beings, if they were like in this level of pain, they would not be enjoying it as much as I am. Just going like, I know what I did tonight. It's that's the difference. Like, they say every time you take a bump in the ring, it's like a 30 to 35 mile an hour car accident.
Yeah.
You can call me a crash test dummy, because I gotta do the fucking MJF. I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. I'm fucking here. I'm back.
Speaking of MJF, apparently they're like setting up a thing with him and a Hangman. Because they're gonna put
Jeff
Jarrett and him and then like he was leaving, and then Hangman came and they got like in each other's faces.
They're gonna put the title on Jarrett. Hangman's gonna take it off.
I don't think they're gonna put it on Jarrett. Jarrett's losing against Mox.
What are they going to take it off Mox and put it on Hangman, and then have MJF take it off Hangman?
I don't know. I think what's gonna happen is MJF is gonna beat Hangman, and that'll put him in the main title picture. And at and I think MJF might be the one to beat Mox to get the title off of him, and he'll be like the savior, but like, it's MJF, so he's gonna be like, yeah, fuck you, yeah, kind of thing.
I want I want MJF to get another title run,
because him and Mox, that's how MJF got the title to begin with.
I want him to do another, get another title run, but I want it to be done right.
Yep.
Scorched
earth, man. Scorched earth.
Yep. I don't want them to fuck him over again and put him in a bunch of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
No. Draven, were you on the other night when we watched the Snow White chat music video?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Tony, were you? Or did you leave at that point?
I was gone.
Okay, well, we're going to show that again because I need to laugh. And this is fantastic. All right, hang on a second. So this is based... Oh, yeah. Here we go.
If I saw this movie on a plane, I would still walk out. You want to sit on the TV and look at my couch. I paid nothing to watch this trailer, but I already want my money back. Near you, me, is that a threat? They should have made Rachel CGI. Hard Brown and the 7 The CGI looks much better when I turn my monitor on. I must politely decline. I'm rooting for the poison apple. Wise Lord Farquaad playing Snow White. This movie should come with a disclaimer. No dwarfs were harmed, but your childhood might be. Something self-implode this hard since that Titan submarine.
Oh, jeez.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. As a German, I claim cultural appropriation. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Snow White in the 7 CGI abomination. Making the dwarfs look like a PS1 hack reap was a boy. Looks like a medieval. Marvel's lost $237 million. Snow White, hold my beer. Disney used to make people famous. Now it ends acting career. Mirror, mirror.
Yup.
Why the seats are empty. Mirror, mirror on the wall. What's the biggest Disney flop of all? Shut
Wow, that was really good.
That was savage as fuck, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
But there's no lies detected.
Mm-mm.
Like that shit that looks fucking god awful. And you know the funny thing, when I was sitting in the locker room, we were talking to the boys, we were talking about movies, and I was talking about YouTube, and I said, I started originally as Star Wars and Marvel, and we started talking about that, and there was no disagreements from pretty much anybody on how bad it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, they're like, Jesus Christ. Like we were talking about like the modern audience and shit like that. It came to pass.
The thing that is annoying, they literally had the comics as a fucking roadmap.
Yep.
Like, just go in order. Like, I don't give a shit if you introduce those characters later, because that's where it leads. Like, but let's go to that, not just jump to it. Like, and that's like probably my biggest gripe. It's like, lead into that stuff. Don't just skip the line and have everything that came before it not happen. Like,
yeah, well, they just
and then do like you did with Black Panther to introduce characters, like have them in a like a movie before it, just to get a little taste of them, and then have their own movie after that.
And we talked about Black Panther tonight. We did. I'm like, I went to see Wakanda Forever, and I said I was so fucking angry the entire movie because there was no Black Panther. I'm like, there was no villain. The villain was a fucking simp.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, the whole thing was a shit show. Oh my God, I almost forgot something, Draven. Hang on a second. Take over for a second. I got to run and grab something because I have something specifically for you. I have to show you.
And then like you could introduce all the characters that way, and then do it. Like you could even use the shows to where like, if you have something that's lesser known, you could have it in there, or flesh out characters a little bit more with the TV shows, not have them be mandatory like watching. But if you want to know more about this character, hey, go see this movie or go watch the show. And then I don't expect a 1-for-1 like adaptation, because look at Civil War. Civil War is basically Civil War light. Like I'm fine with that. Like that, because you're trying to get casuals to watch this shit. So you're gonna have to make it a light version, which I'm fine with. But at least show that that those are the stories, and have it lead to the what characters that they're trying to introduce now, which should be like way down the road. Like they shouldn't even have been introduced. This phase should be like the next thing after the Infinity Saga that happened.
Yeah, dude. Number one. Yeah, they used to introduce characters like that, like Black Widow and fucking Iron Man 2, and it was good that way. It really made everything seem more interconnected, and again, it was something movies hadn't really done before. And but yeah, somewhere down the line, I don't know. It's like after they finished Endgame, they're trying to almost repeat the model, setting up the Shang-Chi's here, and the whoever here, and eventually bring them together. But this time they're not really interesting characters.
Mm-mm.
You don't really care to see, Haley Steinfeld's fucking Hawkeye and Shang-Chi hook up with whoever else. I don't even remember, Miss Marvel or whoever. It's not interesting. There was a time when it was interesting to think, how are they going to take this guy Thor on this distant planet, this distant land, and blend him with
This
Iron
motherfucker.
Man.
That's supposed to be Dominic the Donkey.
Meet Dominic the Donkey.
Mm-hmm.
He's this thing's like 35 years old. This was my grandfather's, this little pink donkey. And I'm like, Draven would appreciate this, so I'm going to show this. This is Draven's Dominic right here.
God damn it.
We'll put a beanie on him.
He'll be around for Christmas.
He will be here for Christmas. He's thugging. Dominic will sit right there. Sorry, Tony. I'm sorry, brother.
But
No,
yeah,
it's all
I
good.
agree. They just drop the ball. Like they want to just jump to this new woke shit instead of just gradually getting to these new characters instead of the
millions of
doing what they're
great
doing.
stories they have.
Yeah, exactly. And then they half-assed the Warlock, and a bunch of characters just to put them in because it was like, oh well, we wanted to do this before this happened, so let's introduce them now. It's like, well, it's just pointless at that point. Like, just don't even bother. Like, don't try to just force feed them in. You missed the mark, with having Warlock be there for Infinity War because you wanted to push fucking Captain Marvel.
Yep.
When if they would have made an Adam Warlock movie and then added the last thing, I think that would have been better.
You mean if they wouldn't have made Adam Warlock look like shit?
Well, I mean, Adam Warlock should have been introduced well before Guardians 2 because they had that Easter egg at the end of the one thing where he was supposed to come out. And in Infinity War Saga in the comics, he's basically what stops Thanos for the most part. And then he splits off. I think he splits off after that into Magus, and then you have Adam Warlock, and it's like he has two selves, like a good self and an evil self.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole thing with that too.
I have the Infinity Saga compendiums.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read them all yet though.
And you had Professor Hulk too, which was way better than the fucking shit soy Hulk that we got.
You mean you didn't like Scar either? The Hulk's son with
No, I didn't. I wasn't even watching at that point.
They showed him in She-Hulk.
Mm.
I didn't see it because I tapped out after I think 3 episodes.
Scar's supposed to be the fucking kid that he had, right?
Yeah.
He goes to the planet. He was a badass in the fucking comics. He looked like a bitch in this.
Hang on. Let me pull a picture of him up. Well, that was they had Daredevil do the walk of shame in the She-Hulk show.
Yeah, there was an animated show too where he was in it as well.
All right, here we go. Hang on. Let me pull this up. This is him from the She-Hulk. This is him right here. I'm sorry, the motherfucker looks gay.
Yeah. Here's what he looks like in the Agents of Smash or whatever.
I'm like, is he supposed to look like a Hoto in this?
This is what he looks like in the Agents of Smash.
So he looks like Green Apache Chief.
Well, he's half. He's not just. He's half human or some shit or some other race. Because he was in Hulk and the Agents of Smash.
I'm waiting
with a couple other Hulks.
I'm waiting for him to yell "Ine Chuck."
But he has a sword, and like in the comic, he looks like a badass. He looks better in the comic too.
Marvel is like that one dude you used to hang out with before video evidence screwed the pooch. Like
here he is from the comic. He looks badass in the comic.
E-net cuck.
Yeah, there he is from the comic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's actually a good show. Hulk and the Ages of Smash. It's pretty good.
I've never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Never watched it.
Yeah, it's got like She-Hulk. It's got blue. There's a blue Hulk in it. Let's see. A bunch of other guys too.
Yeah, I've never watched that. I'm eating fucking pistachios right now. These things are so good. I'm hungry as fuck. Like, I'm stoned. I'm half in the bag.
I'm gonna go. The blue one is
Adam refrigerator up. Atom Smasher?
I think that's who it is.
They didn't ever really use.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the blue one's Atom Smasher. And then you have Red Hawk, and he's like the army general or whatever, and he's got all the guns and shit, and he uses guns and stuff. And then you got his son, but he's from like another dimension, and he comes in and helps. And he's got the swords and shit, and he's like a brute. And you got your normal Hulk, who's just like smash fucking everything, and then She-Hulk.
And that's the thing that pissed me off with She-Hulk is She-Hulk is a femme fatale, like bombshell.
Mm-hmm.
And they make her into this annoying cunt feminist.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, but they horribly miscast the role with Tatiana Maslany.
Yeah, Clancy Brown actually plays Red Hulk in that.
Clancy Brown's a fucking man.
He's Thaddeus Ross or whatever.
What was the dude?
Elijah Dushku's Jennifer Walters.
You mean Joss Whedon's bitch?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. What was who's the dude that died that was playing General Ross?
I forget his name.
That they replaced, was it I can't think of his name. It's killing me too.
Yeah.
Because
Harrison Ford replaced him, but William Hurt.
William Hurt. That's what killed me. Is William Hurt was like 80, right? And he dies. So they recast him with an 82-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
What fucking sense does that make? Like, you're not looking long-term with this character if you recast an 82-year-old in the role after an 80-year-old dies.
I figured he was probably going to die in this movie after the whole Red Hulk thing.
Yeah, they're just
I don't know the story, but yeah.
They're just introducing these fucking characters to like have them be one-offs. Like, just see, we put them in the movies, guys.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like, look at fucking the Mandarin or whatever. They did that Trevor thing, and then we were expecting this fucking badass thing from Shang-Chi, and then he was a once and done.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude. Well, what's his name that played the fucking Mandarin? Ben Kingsley. Like, bro, that motherfucker killed that role. Ben Kingsley is the fucking man. But the character was fucked.
Yeah, the character was shit. But at least he looked good. But they should have. I'm all right with him not being that, and then he kind of have like agents that like, doubles or like something. So like you have to make sure the actual legit Mandarin is a fucking better and badass and like, you know.
Well, they didn't do shit with fucking Shang-Chi.
And then they did those fucking
there.
stupid ass rings that aren't actually rings. They're fucking bangles, that doesn't make any sense.
See, I didn't watch Miss Marvel. I didn't watch any of that. So like I remember this shit kind of from Shang-Chi. But
because
I felt
they're legit rings with stones on them. And I think they gave an excuse they didn't want people to confuse them with the Infinity Stones.
How the fuck you gonna confuse those with the Infinity Stones?
Well, if they're rings like that go in your hand, like fingers, then and they're just little stones, I guess retards are gonna mistake that.
Because retards.
Yes.
Hang on a second.
Well, it's the same stupid logic that they have with like the DC universe with the CW shows. Like half the casting for that was fucking like perfect. And the reason they didn't put them in the movies is because they were scared audiences would be confused. It's like, no. They could even had those movies be continuations of the show. Sort of like how the MCU was doing with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and shit.
Yeah. See, I watched some of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I didn't see much.
It was good until the Infinity Saga.
I'm sorry, but what was Homegirl's name? Quake or whatever?
Yeah, Quake.
She's delicious.
Yeah, she is.
Like, I want to drink her in. Like, me and my Infinity, like, yeah, I got it.
And Mockingbird is in that too.
You know, that was, hang on, let me see if I can drink with this thing. We'll just do this. My drinking with my Start Gauntlet.
But I enjoyed that show. A lot of people shit on it, but for what it was good.
Pinkies up. No, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like what I saw the show was all right. I like Clark Gregg. I like him a lot. I know this is the thing that sucks because like Clark Gregg is an insane leftist.
Mm-hmm.
He is.
But
I liked his character. I liked Phil Coulson. I liked his character a lot.
Same.
He was great in every movie he was in.
Yep. Like the whole Hydra stuff, like that whole like coup happened on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like that's where Hydra show first started. It was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then it made its way into the the movie or whatever with Winter Soldier. But what's his name? Bill Paxton was like Coulson's buddy. They worked together, and he like was a double agent. Like he was working with Hydra.
Winter Soldier is probably one of the best MCU movies there is.
Oh, it's peak.
That fucking movie, dude. Like I remember the first
you
time
can get rid of the superhero shit.
It's a badass spy movie.
Exactly. And that's what the MCU was doing until Ant-Man. Because they got rid of was it Edgar Wright or whatever was supposed to direct that?
Yeah, Edgar Wright.
It was gonna be like a sleuth kind of like movie or whatever. Like a heist movie. And yeah, that all got thrown out the window when they got rid of him. Because at that point, that's when they wanted they were just doing the cookie cutter like shit with all the MCU movies.
And they didn't really even let Sam Raimi do his thing with the Doctor Strange movie. Like, I still haven't seen all of that.
I haven't watched it.
I watched half of it, and I'm like, I got to the point where,
especially when I heard how they killed off Reed Richards.
Oh, dude, that is, you know what? Let me pull that up. I will take the copyright for this because this scene needs to be studied on how not. It's Wanda kills the Illuminati, I think.
That whole thing is dumb too.
Especially the way she killed Professor X.
Yeah, and then like Reed Richards is supposed to be like the smartest man alive, but he fucking It's so dumb.
Here. I got the clip. Here we go. All right. So I'm gonna turn the audio down. We'll have to stop it every couple of seconds, but here we go. All right. So you got Black Bolt, you got fucking Photon, you got Mr. Fantastic, and Captain Britain.
Well, he tells her that Black Bolt has like a can't like.
Yep.
So he would never do that. Like he's not stupid.
Nope. There's no strategy there. Wait.
That was another decent show. Inhumans. It got a lot of shit too, but I didn't mind that. It had Ramsey Bolton as the bad guy in it.
I never saw it.
And it with a cliffhanger because they canceled it.
Godzillionaire says, I'm a heretic. I thought Winter Soldier and Civil War were mid at best. Oh, dude.
Civil War wasn't that great, but
Civil War was good, but Winter Soldier is phenomenal.
Compared to the original Civil War from the comics, it was not that great.
No.
But Winter Soldier was good.
Yeah. I think that Infinity War and probably Iron Man are like your peak MCU right there.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the scene.
Wanda, Black Bolt could destroy you with one whisper from his mouth.
Yeah, he would never say that.
What mouth?
Yeah, like what the fuck? So you just played your hand
He would
out
never
like
Why would he even say that? He would never say that.
No.
Like, is this just like their first introduction to these characters, or had they interacted before this?
Well, in their universe, they'd interacted before.
No, I mean like Scarlet Witch and
No, this is the first interaction.
Yeah, then why would he say that to her? That makes no sense. Especially if they don't know if she's like a threat or not.
Mm-hmm. All right. Look at that look right there. That's like when Keeping It Real goes wrong.
She made it where he screamed inside him and fucking killed himself.
Yeah,
that makes no sense either.
Yep, he blew up the inside of his fucking head.
Because he wouldn't be able to speak, which means he wouldn't be able to use his voice.
I think the insinuation, it was just pinging around inside his head.
Yeah, but if he can't speak, it doesn't. It's not he doesn't use the ability. And if he's speaking like no, that's not how that works. That's not how that power works.
I know. Let's move on. He looks like, you remember the Play-Doh spaghetti factory?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is. This is the Play-Doh spaghetti factory.
Jesus.
She just killed Jim Halpert.
So she just unravels him.
I was shocked here. My wife, when she saw, because her and Trey.
So the two chick characters are the only ones that stand a chance.
Yep. Because the men are effete retards.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So my wife said Haley Atwell looked like a man. I'm like, how does she look like a man?
Yeah,
anyway.
She's fucking gorgeous, but I'm sure they manified her.
But she looked good here, dude. Hang on. Let me go back to a frame of her. Like, right here. Like, there's nothing mannish about that.
No, but
Like-
they're covering up her massive rack in this thing.
But still, she doesn't look mannish, not facially, not in her body at all. I mean, you can see those cans through the suit, bro. I mean, all right.
No, the shield's covering them up.
All right, let's go back here. So we are right, let's see, right here. Okay, so
She has a jetpack.
so she killed Photon with that statue. She drove her through the fucking wall.
Okay.
She did a Bill Burr. She's like, I'll put you through the fucking wall. All right.
Haven't you had enough? Oh, I could do this all day.
Well, shit. Oh,
So
she's still here.
Nope, she came back. Surprise.
Huh.
Get the hell out of my universe!
Nope.
So she melts her. Oh no.
Yeah. So they didn't show the Professor X, but she just fucking snaps his neck as she pops to his dream like Freddy Krueger.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. That was how she killed the Illuminati in Doctor Strange. That's where I quit watching it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
some bullshit.
no, I was like, I don't care about what else happens in this fucking movie. Like, I don't think you guys understand. That
She dies at the end of that, though, doesn't she?
yeah, I think she does. Because I think it had something to do with, like, was it fucking
The Darkhold or something?
Zombie Doctor Strange and something else. I can't exactly remember what happened, but there was something. There was something that took place. Something transpired. Things happened. And I said, we got to end the stream because I'm really drunk and I'm fucking exhausted. The adrenaline finally wore off, boys. But I want to thank Tony and Draven for hanging out tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
This
It
was
was a good time.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go take my melatonin and sleep till noon tomorrow.
Yeah.
I am gonna be sore when this buzz wears off, boys. But thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you to the channel members and patron backers, our brainbusters, Harvey Wakuian producers, and Kazooians. Thank you so much. We will be back Monday night with Nitro episode 43. We've done 43 episodes of Nitro. We did 300 episodes of Raw and hundreds of other live streams. Guys, I've got 5 days to put out these 2 videos I was supposed to get out this month. I'm going to target the Malibu Express video. I'm going to try to do that. And I'll see if any footage exists from the match tonight. I don't know. It's a dark show. I wasn't recording. So we'll see if anything's out there. I'll try to bring that to you. But thank you, everybody. We're back. I'm really, really in a lot of pain. I'm going to go to bed. So thank you everybody for being here. We'll see you guys back here Monday night, 8:35 Eastern. Have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow if we don't see you. And remember, it's always better to burn out than fade away.